Bloomberg reporting today the U.S. government wants to be the gatekeeper of AI chips. Washington looking at requiring shipments to be approved before being sent out. It would essentially give the U.S. government control of where things get built and who uses what. Let's go to Dan Ives on this, global head of tech research at Wedbush Securities. Dan, beyond the logistics nightmare that this would involve, what is your take on the idea of the U.S. controlling who gets what?
Look, I mean, part of it, there's a game of poker that's going on right now, where, especially in the arms race versus China, especially with NVIDIA relative to selling the H200s. Look at the logistical nightmare. And we got to see as this all plays out. I think it'll probably be simpler once it does play out. But look, the U.S. recognizes that, for the first time in 30 years, U.S. is ahead of China when it comes to tech relative to AI. But these companies don't want Big Brother.
Okay, could this backfire and force countries to use chips perhaps that aren't American, or force American companies to make those chips somewhere outside of the U.S.?
Oh, of course. I mean, could it backfire? Look, you want government to be involved to some extent, but you don't want them deep in the weeds. Because ultimately, look, this is about which technologies are the best, what enterprises want, and you don't want too much sort of interference from a government perspective. So, I get what Trump administration is doing. It makes sense relative to especially the China threat, but the devil's in the details as it all plays out.
Okay, do you think it's even feasible?
I think 30 to 40% of it's probably feasible. In terms of relative to some sort of control, some sort of sign off. I think realistically, the biggest area that they're going to be focused on is relative to China.
Got it. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about something that came up. Big tech pledging to help lower the energy costs for Americans. Of course, it's a midterm year, and that's of concern to Washington. They've joined a rate pledge. But with what they've signed on to do, which sounds very encompassing, it could cost them billions of dollars. Is that what it reads to you as?
Look, I think they almost need to. I mean, you can have big tech companies driving up prices 30, 40% for consumers when you have data centers. I mean, think about it, you have more data centers under construction today in the U.S. than active data centers. So I think it makes a ton of sense what they're doing. And also, the last thing you want to do is when a data center comes into a community, a town, it gets voted down because they're going to think that ultimately electricity prices go up so much for the average consumer.
Okay, so let's talk about which companies you can see taking this on. I mean, obviously, many of them have pledged to, but which ones do you think can handle this and still deliver reasonably to shareholders?
Yeah, they all, I mean, you're talking about about $1 trillion in the balance sheet combined. So look, from Microsoft to Google to OpenAI, obviously Oracle. I mean, everyone's going to have to participate in this. But it really comes down to the hyperscalers, as these cloud build-outs happen in terms of what that means relative to who's going to bear the cost from an energy perspective. And I think that's why you talk about before chips and the government, in terms of Trump administration getting involved, and that probably being less feasible or maybe, throws sand in the gears a little. Here, it makes sense that they're getting involved, especially given relative to, some of the concerns of U.S. consumers.
Okay, so they're getting involved, but this reads in a way that they have to build their own infrastructure in certain situations. So again, that is a huge commitment, and I guess the energy that they get from what they build will be their own.
Yes, and then that's also a double-edged sword because, okay, they pay for it, they have more energy, eventually there's energy shortages. I think that's one of the broader concerns, is that the biggest constricting force in this whole thing, it's energy. Look, China's well ahead of U.S. in energy because of nuclear, but that's going to be the sort of balancing act that they're playing out as this, as we see this all over the next 6, 9, 12 months in this AI revolution.
Okay, so again, the question comes to mind about oversight, right? How are you going to oversee something like this? Does the federal level control the infrastructure and then the state level control part of it as far as production goes? I mean, do you see how this would work?
I think it's going to be much more federally controlled. I mean, I think there's a lot less comfort in the state because you can't have different states, different regulations, different structures. I think that's actually some of the worry. Look at China right now. They're all rowing in the same direction. So I think it needs to be something from a federal perspective. Look, but to monitor this, how this is all going to play out, I think that's some of the questions that people in the industry still have.
All right, Dan Ives, I could leave it there, sir. Dan is Global Head of
Thank
Tech
you.
Research, Wedbush Securities. Thanks for your time.